Welcome back to English Sprout TV, the place where learning English is simple, natural, and actually fun. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma. So happy you're here with us today, whether you're driving to work, cooking dinner, or just sitting down with a cup of coffee.
Today, we're tackling something that confuses almost every English learner at some point. It's small, it's powerful, and once you understand it, your English is going to sound so much more natural and confident.
I'm guessing you're talking about modal verbs?
Exactly. Modal verbs. Those little helper words like can, could, should, would, may, might, and must. They seem tiny, but they carry a lot of meaning. And the good news, they're actually much easier than grammar books make them sound.
I love that, because I remember when I first started learning grammar, modal verbs look like a big scary chart with 100 rules. But really, they're just about expressing attitude, like ability, possibility, permission, or advice.
That's a perfect way to put it. So today, in this easy podcast for beginners, we're going to break down the most important modal verbs. We'll explain what they mean, when to use them, and this is the best part, we'll practice them together in real conversations.
By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to use modal verbs to speak English confidently. So grab your headphones, relax, and let's sprout some English together.
Okay, Emma, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a modal verb?
Well, a modal verb is a special type of helper verb. It goes together with another verb, what we call the main verb, to change the meaning of that verb. The modal verb adds feeling, attitude, or context.
Right. For example, if I say I swim, that's just a fact. But if I say I can swim, now I'm talking about ability. If I say I should swim, I'm giving myself advice. And if I say I must swim, I'm talking about something necessary or urgent.
Exactly. And here's the first easy rule. Modal verbs never change form. You don't add s for he or she. You don't add ed for past tense. You don't add ing. They stay the same always.
That's such a relief, isn't it? So it's always he can, never he cans. It's always she should, never she shoulded. They're like the reliable friends of English grammar. They never change on you.
Love that. Another important rule, after a modal verb, the next verb is always in its base form. No to, no past tense, no changes. Just the simple dictionary form of the verb.
So we say I can go, not I can to go. We say she must leave, not she must leaving. And we say they should study, not they should studied.
Perfect. Base form only. Keep that in mind and you're already halfway to mastering modals. Now, let's look at the most common modal verbs one by one. Ready?
Let's do it. Starting with my favorite pair, can and could.
Can is probably the first modal verb you learned. It's super common, and we use it mainly for three things: ability, permission, and requests.
Ability first. If you want to say you have the skill to do something, you use can. For example, I can speak a little Spanish. She can cook very well. We can finish this project by Friday.
And the negative is cannot, or the contraction can't. I can't drive. He can't sing. They can't come to the party.
Now, could is the past tense of can, but we also use it for more polite requests. So if you say, I could run faster when I was young, that's past ability. But if you say, could you help me with this? That's a very polite way to ask for help.
Right. Compare these two. Can you open the window? That's fine, it's direct. But could you open the window? That sounds softer, more polite, especially if you're talking to a stranger, your boss, or someone older.
Exactly. And here's a little trick. When you use could for a past ability that you no longer have, it often carries a nostalgic feeling. Like, I could play the piano when I was a child, but I forgot everything.
Oh, that's so true. It makes the sentence feel a little bittersweet. Now let's practice together. Alex, ask me for permission to do something using can.
Okay. Emma, can I use your laptop for a minute?
Sure, you can use it. Now let's make that more polite. Ask me again with could.
Could I use your laptop for a minute, please?
Of course you could. That sounds much more gentle and respectful. Listeners, try this at home. Think of something you want to ask your friend, your coworker, or your teacher. First ask with can, then ask with could. Feel the difference?
Great practice. Now let's move on to may and might. These two are all about possibility.
May and might both express that something is possible, but not certain. They're like saying, maybe this will happen, maybe not.
The difference is very small. In modern English, may suggests a slightly higher possibility than might, but honestly, most native speakers use them almost interchangeably. Don't stress too much about the tiny difference.
Good advice. So if I say it may rain tomorrow, I mean there's a chance of rain. And if I say it might rain tomorrow, I mean basically the same thing.
We also use may for formal permission, like you may enter the room now. That's very formal. You might hear a teacher or a security guard say that. In daily conversation, most people just say you can go in.
Right. May for permission is a bit old-fashioned and formal, but may and might for possibility are very natural and common. Let's give some examples.
She may be late for the meeting. We might order pizza tonight. They may not know the answer. It might be a good idea to leave early.
And in the negative, may not and might not mean maybe no. So he may not come to the party means maybe he will come, maybe he won't. It's not a strong negative. It's uncertain.
That's an important point. If you want to say something is impossible, you don't use may not. You use can't. He can't be at home right now. I just saw him at the store. That means it's impossible.
Great distinction. So can't for impossible, may not, might not for uncertain. Let's practice. Alex, give me a sentence about possibility using might.
I might visit my grandmother this weekend if the weather is nice.
Lovely. And now use may for permission very formally.
Students may leave the classroom after they finish the exam.
Perfect. You're doing great. Now let's talk about the heavy hitters, must and should.
Must and should are both about obligation, but the strength is very different. Must is strong. It's a rule, a law, a necessity, or something extremely important.
If you say, I must go to the doctor, it means you really need to go. It's urgent. If you say, you must wear a seatbelt, that's a law or a rule.
Must is also used when we're very sure about something, like he must be tired. He worked for 12 hours today. You're not forcing him to be tired. You're saying you're 99% sure he is tired.
Oh, that's a really common use that learners forget. We call that deduction. You see evidence and you make a strong conclusion. The phone is ringing, but nobody is answering. They must be out.
Exactly. Now, should is much softer. Should is for advice, recommendations, or things that are a good idea but not required. You should drink more water. She should take a vacation. We should leave before traffic gets bad.
So if your friend is sick, you say you should rest. You don't say you must rest unless you're their doctor and you're being very serious. Should is friendly advice. Must is serious obligation.
And the negative forms are interesting too. Mustn't means it is prohibited. You mustn't smoke in here. That's a rule. But shouldn't means it's not a good idea. You shouldn't eat too much sugar. That's advice, not a law.
This is where a lot of students get confused. They think mustn't and don't have to mean the same thing, but they don't.
Ah, yes, let's clear that up right now. Mustn't means prohibited. Don't have to means no obligation, not necessary. So if I say you don't have to come to the party, it means you can come if you want, but it's not required. If I say you mustn't come to the party, it means you are forbidden from coming.
Huge difference. One is freedom, one is a ban. Okay, let's practice these in a mini dialogue. Alex, pretend you're giving me advice about learning English.
Emma, you should practice speaking every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
Good advice. Now make it stronger, like it's absolutely necessary.
Emma, you must practice speaking every day if you want to improve quickly.
Wow, that feels more serious. And now tell me something I'm not obligated to do.
You don't have to memorize the entire dictionary. Just learn the most common words first.
That's a relief. Okay, moving on to 2 more modal verbs that are really useful in daily conversation. Will and would.
Will is the modal verb we use for the future. I will call you tomorrow. They will arrive at noon. It will be sunny this weekend. Simple, direct future.
But will is also used for promises, offers, and quick decisions. I will help you with your bags. That's an offer. I will always love you. That's a promise. Oh, the phone is ringing. I will get it. That's a spontaneous decision.
Great examples. Now, would is technically the past tense of will, but we use it in several special ways. First, for polite requests. Would you like some coffee? Would you mind closing the door? Much softer than do you want coffee or close the door.
We also use would for imaginary or hypothetical situations. I would travel the world if I had more money. She would buy a house if she won the lottery. These are not real situations. They're dreams, wishes, or hypotheticals.
And would is used for past habits too. When I was a child, I would play outside every day until sunset. That means it was a regular habit in the past. In this case, it's similar to saying I used to play.
That's a beautiful way to tell a story about your past. Every summer, we would go to the beach as a family. It creates such a warm, nostalgic picture.
Let's practice would in a polite context. Emma, offer me something to drink.
Would you like some tea or coffee, Alex?
I would love some tea, thank you. Now let's practice the hypothetical. Emma, tell me something you would do if you had $1 million.
If I had $1 million, I would open a school for English learners all around the world.
That's wonderful. And listeners, what would you do? Think about it and try to say your answer out loud. It's great practice.
Now, before we wrap up the lesson part, let's quickly mention shall. It's less common in American English, but you'll hear it in British English, especially for formal suggestions or offers.
Right. Shall we begin? Shall I open the window? It's very polite and a bit old-fashioned, but it's good to recognize when you hear it. In everyday American English, people usually say, should we begin? Or do you want me to open the window instead?
Good to know. Now, let's put everything together in a real-life conversation. Alex and I are going to act out a scene at a travel agency. Listen carefully for all the modal verbs we use.
Good morning. Welcome to Sun Travel. How can I help you today?
Good morning. I'd like to book a trip to Paris, but I'm not sure about the dates. I might travel next month, or I may wait until September. It depends on my work schedule.
I understand. You should book soon, though. The prices will go up in the summer. If you book by Friday, you can get a 20% discount.
Oh, that's good to know. Could you show me some hotel options?
Of course. For beginners, I would recommend this small hotel near the Eiffel Tower. It's not expensive, and you can walk to many attractions.
That sounds perfect. Must I pay the full amount today?
No, you don't have to pay everything today. You should pay a small deposit to hold the room, and then you can pay the rest 2 weeks before you leave.
Great. And would it be possible to change the dates later if something happens?
Yes, you may change the dates up to 1 week before the trip, but you mustn't cancel less than 3 days before or you will lose your deposit.
Okay, I will book the hotel today and I should buy my flight ticket tomorrow.
Excellent choice. I can send you a confirmation email right now.
Thank you so much. I must say, your service is wonderful.
Thank you. We would love to help you again in the future.
Wow, how many modal verbs were in that conversation? Let's count them. Can, could, may, might, should, will, could, would, must, don't have to, mustn't.
10 different modal verbs all used naturally. And that's the thing. Native speakers don't think about grammar rules when they use these. They just use them because modal verbs are about intention. They show what you mean, how you feel, and what you want.
So true. Now let's quickly recap the most important points before we finish.
Number 1, modal verbs are helper verbs. They never change form, and they are always followed by the base form of the main verb. No to, no ing, no ed.
Number 2, can and could are for ability, permission, and requests. Could is more polite than can.
Number 3, may and might are for possibility. May is also used for very formal permission.
Number 4, must is for strong obligation, rules, or when you're very sure about something. Should is for advice and recommendations.
And number 5, mustn't means prohibited. Don't have to means not necessary. These are very different.
Number 6, will is for future, promises, offers, and quick decisions. Would is for polite requests, hypothetical situations, and past habits.
And number 7, the best way to learn modal verbs is not to memorize a chart. It's to listen to them in context, practice using them in real sentences, and not be afraid of making mistakes.
Exactly. Every time you use a modal verb, you're adding color and feeling to your English. You're not just saying words, you're expressing who you are and what you mean.
All right, that's all for today's episode of English Sprout TV. We really hope this helped you understand modal verbs better and gave you the confidence to start using them right away.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to English Sprout TV. We post new, easy English lessons every single day to help you grow your skills step by step.
And we want to hear from you. In the comments below, write one sentence using a modal verb. It can be about anything, your plans, your advice, your abilities. Emma and I will read as many as we can and will reply with corrections or encouragement.
Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Next time, we're going to talk about how to describe your daily routine in English. Super useful for small talk.
Until then, keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, every small step you take is bringing you closer to fluency. You can do this, you will improve, and you should be proud of yourself for showing up today.
That's beautiful, Alex. Thank you all so much for listening. This is Emma.
And this is Alex.
Signing off from English Sprout TV. See you in the next episode.